Tip number 1 is your responsibility from kickoff, and the position you spawn in will decide this. If you spawn closest to the ball, then you need to attack it. If you don't, that gives the other team a free hit on the ball, and it's quite easy to score from those. You might have seen them loop into your goal several times when the player closest to the ball hasn't bothered to attack the ball. If you spawn furthest away from the ball, i.e. closest to the goal, then you need to defend the goal until the ball is clear. If you don't defend the goal, if you leave it, then if the other team gets lucky from the centre, they can hit it into an open goal, which you could have easily stopped, but you left. If you're not sure if you're the furthest back, then you can press R3 to look behind you and check. I don't know what button this is on PC, but you can look that up in the controls now you know it exists. For reference, this position is the furthest back, and these two are the closest. It's also worth remembering that just because you know what you're supposed to do from kickoff, your teammates might not. So they might do something unexpected, and you might want to leave yourself in a position to cover them. Tip number 2 is to stay goal side. This is a term used in real life football, and it means that you should stay closer to your goal than the opposition is when you're defending it. You'll see a lot of people in Rocket League who just endlessly drive after the ball and don't really accomplish anything. If you stay back in your half, you'll be able to see the whole pitch and know exactly what's going on. You'll be able to break up the other team's attacks, launch your own attacks, and even get a few long-range goals. Tip number 3 is to clear the ball wisely. In an attempt to clear the ball, a lot of players will just hit it as hard as they can in any direction. And people seem to forget that if they do this straight at a wall, it's going to bounce back right at you. You get points for centering the ball in this game, and you don't want to be doing your opponent's job for them. If you're hitting the ball at the wall near your goal, then you're going to set the other team up for an attack by putting it in the middle of the pitch near your goal. What you want to be doing is hitting the wall at a much smaller angle, so it won't bounce as far from the wall once it hits it. It's better to use less power and hit the ball more accurately at the wall than just smash it straight at the wall. And finally, tip number 4 is to use the walls to your advantage. Building on from tip number 3, you'll notice that you can keep the ball close to the wall or even roll it along them. This is an excellent way of getting assists from the corner of the pitch, as you can centre the ball simply by hitting it forwards. If you hit it with the right amount of power, it will drop perfectly above the centre of the goal, which your teammates can get an easy goal from. These are particularly hard to defend, as the ball is going above the car and the ball cam makes you lose sight of it. Sometimes these shots can even go in straight off the wall if you hit them at just the right angle.